Hi, everybody. This is Ernesto, licensed marriage and family therapist and creator of Filmit.com. Once in a while, I love interviewing other professionals out there in the world of mental health. And I've got my really good friend, Nam. It's been a while.
Hi, Ernesto. Long time coming, right? We've been trying to do this for so long.
I know you got sick, and then I went somewhere, and then now it's a year and a half later?
It's like I say this a lot, and I use this with clients a lot. There is no late or early. Things happen only when they're meant to happen.
Just like Gandalf, right?
Exactly. As wise as it sounds, it comes from Lord of the Rings.
Yes, absolutely. Right. So for those of you who don't know Nam, she is a very, very good friend of mine. She's supported me throughout a lot of things that went through me as far as, my practice and Filmit.com. She's invited me to speak at one of her events, and it was really, really awesome. So I would just want to introduce you to her and some of the things that she has done in her practice. And she's got a lot of wisdom floating around in that mind of hers. So I wanted to showcase that to the world. First off, Nam, please introduce yourself and what you do in your practice.
Hi, everyone. As Ernesto so generously and so kindly described me, my name is Nam, and I am a pre-licensee in private practice. In fact, in about 2 weeks, I'm going to celebrate my 6-year anniversary in private practice.
Wow.
Yes, I am very excited about that because 6 years you feel like a grown up, right? Like 6 years. It's a big deal. So I have a private practice in San Diego and I absolutely love it. It's my dream. It's my reality. It's my calling. There is nothing I don't like about it. And I think the thing that I love the most is that I get to choose who I work with and how I work with them.
Yeah.
So 6 years, staying, not going anywhere.
Yeah, awesome. And you've really gone through the process, not only just the licensure, but one of the things that I want to communicate to those who are in their process. What was it like for you going through your own process as a pre-license in private practice?
Gosh, just that question is so loaded, Ernesto, because something that not a lot of people know is I have been a pre-licensee in 2 countries, 2 continents.
Wow.
So my current supervisor is my 11th supervisor.
Wow.
11 supervisors. So needless to say, the journey has been very rich, very, very colorful. It's been very similar to actually growing up as a human being when you learn to walk and you learn to crawl and you feed yourself and you become an adult.
Yeah.
In my 6th year, I can very, very safely say that at this point, I'm a private practice grown up. So the journey has been, there was a time when I would have said that the journey has been up and down, but as ridiculous as this may sound, my journey has had many, many speed bumps, but it's always been up.
Wow.
The reason for that is not because I haven't struggled. In fact, until about a year and a half, it was 90% struggle.
Right.
It's been really, really hard. However, I describe even that as being consistently up is because being a pre-licensed private practitioner is about your mindset. It's about your head.
Yeah.
It's not about number of clients. It's not about income. It's not about supervisors. It's about growing yourself as a person. It's about focusing on how it is that you want to function. And I've worked really hard on that, which is why even my struggles at this point feel like some of my biggest successes.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
It really does. I love that you're taking this direction into the idea of mindset, because a lot of us really in the field of mental health, in private practice, nothing comes to us easily.
Yes.
Right. And the mindset is, 6 years of this, your mindset is going through a beating, right? What do I do?
God.
Right? What do I do? How do I do this? So how did you kind of maintain this, this tenacity?
Well, to be honest, I didn't maintain it because I didn't have it when I first started. So 6 years ago at this point, I was at a place where I barely had any clients because you're just starting out. In fact, my first supervisor, Laura Carr, hi Laura, she'll tell you how I had moments where I would contact her and say, can you pay me $60, which was my monthly income? Can you pay me in advance because I really need groceries? Like that's where I was. So when I say I've known the struggles, I really, really have.
Yeah.
When it comes to how is it that I've maintained, the maintenance didn't happen until I recognized that my private practice and my success in private practice was a direct reflection of what was going on in my head.
Wow.
So once I figured that out, I've taken very intentional time to hone that, to recognize that I can market, I can learn things, I can hire business mentors, I can do all of that. But what I really need to work on is my head. And so with time, I recognize that there are 5 essentials. They are my 5 essentials to be a private practice pre-licensee. In fact, they can work even for licensed therapists.
Awesome. Let me hear it.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
So first thing, if you are a pre-licensee who's listening to this, and if you're a supervisor listening to this, you need to listen as well. The first thing that you absolutely want to figure out as early as you can is what I call your pre-license identity. As a pre-licensee, how do you see yourself? Who is it that you want to be? So there are many different kind of ways to go into this, and I'll keep it brief. There are a lot of pre-licensees who consider themselves less than. Until I'm licensed, I'm nothing. That's one identity. If you go about this process thinking of yourself like that, I promise you, your professional journey will reflect that. You will never really be content because you're seeing yourself as less than. Wow. There are some pre-licensees who focus on getting licensed. Like, until I'm licensed, I just need to keep working and keep working and keep working. And they're workaholics who don't have a lot of work-life balance. There can be a number of different identities you adopt. For me, what was absolutely essential was to figure out that being a pre-licensee, and this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Do it.
Pre-licensee is the most powerful you are ever going to be in your career. People think that getting licensed is when you get empowered. That is one level of empowerment, but your stage as a pre-licensee has more benefits than anything else in your career, which I'll gladly get into once I'm done with my 5 essentials. So that's the first thing. Figure out who you want to be as a pre-licensee. How do you see yourself? The second thing you want to be very clear about, who is it that you want to allow into your home? And when I say home, I mean your personal and your professional home. When we live on a day-to-day basis, we don't open our door to every stranger on the street or every well-dressed person. Please come home and have dinner with me. We don't do that. For some reason, as a pre-licensee, we behave that way about our careers. I think at this stage, we're so hungry for growth and learning that we just want everyone to help.
Right.
That's one of the biggest mistakes. Be very, very selective in who it is that you allow into your career, because people leave footprints on your career. And so whether it has to do with who is your supervisor, who are your friends, who do you hang out with? There is this tendency where in the pre-licensee stage, Ernesto, people meet for happy hours a lot, and I've been guilty of this. And you meet your friends and all you do is you moan and complain about how hard your job is. Yes. Which is great. You need to vent because it is hard. But now if you surround yourself with that all the time, your private practice will reflect that. I at one point had to stop hanging out with people really close to me who all they did was complain about how hard agency work was. And I had to decide that you don't get to be in my life right now, because if I keep hearing that and I start believing that, I'm going to stay at $60 for groceries.
Right.
That's just my life. I couldn't survive like that.
There are McDonald's, you could eat McDonald's.
Ernesto, if you are eating McDonald's, we need a whole other interview. Yes. Don't feed yourself that stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to get into mom mode here.
Right.
So be really careful on who you hang out with, what books you read. Even my Facebook newsfeed, Ernesto, I have spent 2 hours making sure that I hide certain posts. And there are some that I say show first because Facebook allows you to do that now, right?
Yes.
My newsfeed is one of my favorite places at this point because it all inspires me. Like I've chosen that. So you want to be really, really clear on who it is that you allow. So what is your identity? Who do you want in your life? My phone is buzzing. The third thing you want to get really clear on is what licensing means to you. Just because everyone is saying you need to get licensed doesn't mean it's that big of a prize. It may not have that much meaning to you. So as a pre-licensee, you need to figure out what that license is for.
Right.
There are a lot of pre-licensees who see it as the prize. Licensed is not the prize. It's the step you take to get to your goals. It is a step. It is not your goal. If your goal is to take 2 exams that, please know the studying process can really suck because I'm doing it right now. I know. If that's your prize, what happens once you're licensed? Because you will get licensed. At some point or the other, you will pass that exam.
Yep.
If that is your goal, you're done. You may as well retire. But if you recognize that being licensed is going to allow you to accomplish whatever your vision is, then you're going to go about it in a very, very different way. Which brings me to my fourth point. Figure out your vision. Fit being licensed into your life's mission, your vision, your goal. Don't make licensure your goal. Once you know what your vision is, every job you look for, every supervisor you find, every income bracket you want to hit will be in alignment with your vision. And all of this needs to happen before you're licensed. Don't wait to get licensed to do that. My fifth point and my last point, which has been an absolute game changer for me, is what I call my daily pre-license power rituals. You want to create daily habits that will keep your mind, your soul, and your body in the best shape it can be to endure being a pre-licensee, because it is not an easy process. It beats you down if you let it.
Wow.
But if you figure out your daily habits that are going to keep you going, this process doesn't keep you down. You conquer it, you dominate it. Does that make sense?
I'm pretty much energized right now. All I can say is for those of you who are listening to this and you're pre-licensed, you're a supervisor, you're well into your licensure, you've been licensed for a long time, I need you to start listening to this, because that is some powerful, powerful content that ma'am just gave us. Because you're absolutely right. I did all of that. I saw that the silver lining, the gold, was getting licensed. And when I got licensed, like, so now what?
You're lost.
Yeah, it's like, what's my vision? It wasn't until 2 years ago that I found my vision.
Yeah.
And now I live a happy life.
Yes.
You know, and now that I have pre-licensed clinicians working with me, I want to make sure that their focus is not so much on that, you know, that licensure, but more of the meaning of how it's going to take you towards your goal.
Absolutely. And this actually reminds me of something that I've been asked so many times in the last 6 years.